All right, Benem.
Here we go, baby. Another show. It's a hot one here in Beautiful River,
Oof. Stifling in Buffalo.
but much better than
Much
the
better.
Winter Wonderlands.
Winter Wonderlands is right, yeah.
Um,
Welcome to a Budweiser. Cheers.
I want to start off by saying, currently, if you're a Radio Classics listener on the satellite,
Yes, yes.
it's Christmas in July. They're running a lot of Christmas stuff, and with that, a good friend of the show, Dr. Robert Jody, is coming out with a Christmas book called Mistledill. It'll be available, in November?
November 10th, I believe. So, day after the Bills at Miami. So, Mistledill by Dr. Robert Jody.
It's a
Supposed to
great
be
coffee table book.
It's supposed to be a great read.
It is. He's
It's about
it's a Christmas story. It's a Christmas.
Well, it's a Christmas story.
It's a
but
love story.
It's a love story. It's about specifically, we won't get into a lot of detail, but about a very special Christmas gift
Right.
that he bought his girlfriend at the time.
And it's an awesome book. It's a great read.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be an audio. That would help me.
That would.
But
I'll talk to Jody.
just throwing it out there because it's
Heads
Christmas
up.
in July and a little Christmas idea. And like we said, it's coming out I think in November.
Yeah, that guy can write too, among other things.
No, he is.
Very talented.
I've actually reread Dance Floor Dollop. It's another again. He's for some of you guys, it's a love story.
A little more graphic, but
A little more great, but
still love.
it's
There
a
was
love story.
Yeah.
And it's I think you'd find it interesting.
Yep.
I really do.
That's been out for a couple of years. And
It has.
boy, for the longest time, it was on the top 10 list, New York Times
It
bestseller.
was, and deservedly so. Like I said, I've reread it, and each time you read it, you get a different idea and a different. Like I love the audio version of it, and it's almost like watching a movie to me.
You can actually
Yeah.
visualize it.
Yes.
One of the things about Dance Floor Dollop that was exciting was that it's a really good read until Grandpa breaks his hip.
Well,
You know?
yeah, it is, and the chicken dance, and sometimes
Chicken dances for old people are rough.
it is, and and this some of the side effects, but all came out well in the story, as most of his stories do.
They do. At
They
the
leave
end.
you hanging,
Yeah.
and at the end it's an
Everything's
ultimate
fine.
climax, and
Yes.
it's great. But anyways,
Well, there's not only the ultimate climax, but there's many climaxes throughout.
right throughout the book, and you think. And what Wayne's saying is, you think that's the
That's
end,
it.
and it actually is not the end.
It's not the
There's
end.
more to it.
Just keeps going.
But,
So again, look out for
Dr. Robert Jody.
Dr. Robert Jody Mistledill, November 10th on your book, wherever you buy books.
Unfortunately, it's 7/16, right?
Mm-hmm.
A big fundraising day in Buffalo. The Bills, Sabres, Bandits are all participating, and unfortunately, that book is not available. But
not.
those other two are.
Those other
Well,
two
the
are.
other one for sure is.
Yes.
But and support your local businesses too here.
Exactly.
7/16.
Good job, Dr. Robert Jody.
Yes.
So as we enjoy a bud here on this really hot, I think it's 94 here in the studio. You want to talk Sabres, or we're going to talk about
Well,
Epstein?
We'll start with sports. The Sabres signed Bo Byram.
Yep.
We were maybe not on the show, but talking off show.
Yeah.
We thought it would be a 2 or 3 year deal for $6 million.
Bridge.
I think from what I've learned, he wanted a long-term deal, and the Sabres weren't willing to go that way yet with a long-term deal, thinking that they have already 2 high-paid defensemen.
Yeah. $20 million already tied up. So that was really it. They like Bo Byram, and Bo Byram likes the Sabres. But Byram realizes that as long as Darlene and Power are here, he's not going to get the power play points. And that's where you make your big money as a defenseman, when you hit free agency. So he did the bridge contract, and the more I'm hearing about it now, I just read this morning, very good sources in the NHL, not local papers.
Local's horrible.
That they want him here. In fact, the Sabres are making no more inquiries. They will take phone calls, but they're not reaching out. He's not on the block.
Well, you have 2 number 1 overall defensemen, and he's a 4th overall pick. Why not run with it?
Let's run with it. We got to talk about this.
And I wonder if the Sabres would have went 7 or 8 years at 6, and maybe he's going, no. with the cap going up, I might be able to hit a home run.
I think he's looking for the home run, and I don't blame him. He's only 23, but I think what's happening is you've got you and I sat here on our show and we've talked offline. Would it be great if we could send Bo Byram to get a Cairo or somebody of that ilk that
Right.
scores 37 goals? Sure, it would be. Probably not doable. So therefore, what's the best thing to do? Well, let's shut down, and let's play not a shutdown, D. That's not what I mean. Let's have good players that can stop the other team. The stat that just blew my mind this morning was the fact that they were number 2 in Corsi in first pair D across the whole NHL. They were number 1 in another category. Now, but the biggest thing that threw me, our goaltending last year had an 887 total, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were 930 with those two on the ice.
Right.
That tells you something right there.
And a lot of people say, well, anybody could skate alongside Darlene and raise his game.
It's not true.
That's not true, number one. But Makar and Quinn Hughes both play with very good defensive partners, very well paid defensive partners.
He's got Taves out in Colorado.
And I can't think of the guy in
And Hughes, I forgot.
Vancouver.
But yes, they're.
can't think of the name.
In fact, statistically, Darlene and Byram were better than Taves and Makar in about 4 or 5 different categories. That's incredible.
Another thing, too, guys, Owen Power got hurt at the end of the year, and it was an injury that wasn't going to possibly require surgery.
Right.
We don't know if he's going to be available early October.
He did not have surgery. That's correct. So.
All right, so maybe he will be. Maybe that's good news.
Well,
but
you never know. You don't know what it was.
we traded
Strains
Housely a
and-
few years ago, and then started the 20-year search for his replacement. The trade for JJ, and we're going to speak on that for a minute. I would have been fine re-signing JJ Peterka, but since he
wanted out,
and we were in a situation where we could grant that, not to say that everybody can get out just because they say they want out.
Right.
In this particular case, you could make it happen, and to bring back a Josh Doan and a Michael Kesselring, that's a pretty good trade for us.
Yeah, I think what we've got here is I think we're going to look back in a couple of years. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I could be wrong. I think Kesselring is going to be a stud for us, and I think Doan is on the rise. Now, who knows, okay? Then if we talk about trades a little bit, most of Buffalo, because they listen to WGR, says that we got robbed there. Okay. I don't think we got robbed. In fact, more and more of the national writers are saying they got a top goal scorer, but they got a guy, and I saw this morning in quotes, horrific on the back check.
Who, Peterka?
Yeah.
I was at the games, guys, and I'm pretty sure in the last show or last couple of shows I mentioned JJ. I mentioned to my kids when I was with them, who was that? And each time it was JJ Peterka. And
He gets off the ice when there's a mid-rush. There's all kinds of issues.
And
again, I liked him. He scored goals. I loved when he shot the puck.
Because we're talking about Peterka, we could find a flaw in everybody's game the last few years.
Right.
But because we're talking about Peterka, I think he was kind of a soft player. Okay? I don't see him battling with the Florida Panthers in the corner and coming out with that puck but again, he could grow into that.
He could. He's young. I don't dislike him. I don't hate him. But he wanted out.
You got Josh Doan. That's what's traded in the league now, guys.
Yeah.
There was a big rumor flying around that Mason McTavish, a 3rd overall pick, was available from Anaheim, possibly for Byram. The rumor was, and again, rumors. Sometimes there's smoke, there's fire. Right. Sometimes there's nothing.
There's not. Yeah.
They were looking for a forward prospect with Byram. And we were looking for a defensive prospect, which they have a lot of.
Right.
Okay, we all think, well, God, Isaac Rosane, Noah Ostlund, why not, right? Hey, I agree, but they're thinking more Kulik and Benson. And I'm thinking, no.
And then it's off, and we don't know that. So when everybody screams on GR about how he didn't trade, he didn't answer phone calls, guys, you don't know what people are asking for, and we also know, again, and I'll say it for the last time because it's ad nauseum, it's not that, it's horrible in Buffalo, I hate their hotels like Tom Brady said. It's because it's a no-trade league and guaranteed contracts. And guess what? We haven't won in 14 years. It's not the city. It's not
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
It's not the pierogies.
Toronto Maple Leafs had 3 trades they wanted that players refused to go to them.
Right.
Rasmus Anderson in Calgary wants out, and he's already made it clear he only wants to go to Vegas.
Next year, he's only going to Vegas.
Guys, it can't be a 6-team league.
No, and that's what we're pushing.
And and we've said it how many times in this show, to give guaranteed contracts and no movement clauses is ridiculous.
It's destroying the league, and you got the same old. We've talked about this. When you hear GR or anybody else, it's like, well, half the teams make it. Okay, those half teams are generally the same. In the last 10 years, there are 4 teams that have dominated going to the the Eastern Conference Championship. It's the same God blessed 4 teams. It's Florida, it's Boston, it's Tampa.
Florida, before they got going,
sucked.
Nobody wanted to go there.
They had 8,000 fans. Me and my boys would buy a $25 upper 300s and move down to the glass.
And then I love like Zito or Kelly something out there in Vegas. I can't think of his name. The
GM.
Right. Oh, they're geniuses. They always make the moves. Zito comes to Buffalo. Do all those players come to Buffalo? No. It's not the GM. It's easy to deal when everybody wants you.
Wants to be there. You got a guy, again, we talked about, what's his name? Rasmus Anderson. So he's up in Calgary saying to everybody that wants to hear it, I'm only going to LA. You know, Marner, pretty much without saying it, it was the only place he wanted to go.
Right.
So it's pretty easy.
And left his hometown, always loved team.
Right.
Because of the negativity with the fan base and the media.
Correct.
Okay? He didn't want to play that way anymore. And these guys, because this is how the nature of, I know for a fact, youth hockey up through hockey, they don't have to make a bad team good. They just go to a good team.
That's right.
It starts with the little guys and works their way up. Why would they want... None of these guys know how to go make a bad team good. Now, the fun thing about it is, when they interview Kesselring, he said, yeah, I know, it's a blue-collar town. They're struggling a little bit. Hey, let's go change that.
Let's go change it. Boy, is that nice to hear.
The 3rd overall draft pick this year, he's a huge defenseman with a lot of nasty in him. Got traded to Owen Sound from Oshawa, I think. And he said Owen Sound's very similar to Buffalo. Now, when you listen to this guy talk, it sounds like a man. It doesn't sound like your typical 18-year-old.
Oh, that's the tough kid.
And he said, hey, I know Buffalo hasn't been winning in a while. He goes, great. I want to come and put an end to that. And
that's what you want to hear.
That's what Adams is talking about guys that want to come in and change this around. And lastly, you hear this about Edmonton this year. And it's not the players, it's what the media says. Well, geez, when are they going to do something to help McDavid and help Drysdale? Give them the help they need. Well, you know what?
They got Bouchard. They got Drysdale. What are you going to do?
It's also difficult when they're making what percentage of your cap.
That's right.
You know, he's making 14, and the other guy wants 18.
Right.
Okay. Well, now give me help. Now, it's not the player saying it.
Right.
In a lot of cases, it is, though.
Yeah.
But Wayne Gretzky got Dave Semenko 25 goals a year.
Which is unheard.
Gilles Perreault could go on any line and make those guys. But when are the players, and I'm going to bring that back around here to Buffalo. When are these guys going to decide, hey, we got to play some balls to the wall and end it? The only people that are going to end this horrific streak are the players. Not Kevin Adams, not Terry Pegula, not Lindy Ruff,
right?
Not the power play coach. They're not the guys shooting the puck wide or shooting the puck on a horrible angle, giving them a breakaway the other way or a bad pinch. Players have to decide.
They have to play.
We got to start making some plays. There's no rocket scientist out there going, what did they just do with the puck? Other than Jacques Lemaire with that horrific trap.
Yeah.
You know, when teams play that stack the line against us, I think the Islanders do it, and we stick handle into it, and look, that's not. You think Lindy Ruff's going to continue to do it? Sometimes, guys, you got to start playing, and you got to start defending one another. And you notice when the Sabres were giving Tampa and Florida, I think, some really good goes.
All they could handle.
They start getting cheap because they don't like that. They want to bring Grandma and Grandpa in so they can get the
Ride
hat trick and ride the sticks backwards. Sabres got to get a little tougher with that. And that's on them. And by the way, in the net, stop a puck.
Stop a puck.
Right? The 13-game losing streak, we've talked to that in nauseum, right? But what is Adams supposed to know? You know, I know we lost the first 2 games by a goal each, but this is going to be 13 or 14. I can see it. But our media says he should have known then. Well, he was working the phones, guys.
They were working the phones.
You call the Rangers. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll take Darlene for Yuri hung like a snail, and he's concussed.
No, that's the problem, Tom. That you can call all you want. You've got to make it work. Now let's go back to that, because I've been told again in our chat that he gets robbed. I don't think so.
No.
McLeod for the kid
Savoy.
Now Savoy could be a great player. Well, we don't know. But McLeod turned out to be a nice pick.
That's a good trade.
They had him linked. They saw him, and they had him kind of set aside like that's a guy we'd like. Well, they got Bo Byram from Middlestadt, who now is like the third line on Boston. What was the other one we got?
Josh Norris.
Josh Norris
for
Dylan Cousins. Now, yes, has Josh Norris had some injury problems? Yes. But you read any national publication about Josh Norris, if that kid can stay healthy, he is a stud. Now, I don't know if he will. But Cousins was on the way down anyway.
I think Michael Kesselring and Josh Stone. Josh Stone's an unknown,
Mm-hmm.
who GR will tell you Bo Byram's analytics were horrific defensively.
Yeah.
We know that. You can find any analytic you want to back out whatever argument you want.
They were not horrific.
But the two guys we're bringing in have great analytics, but we don't want to talk about that.
They got robbed.
This Josh Stone could be a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
Paterka could be a very good player for Utah. The best trades is when everybody's happy.
And I'm fine. If they go out there and they do well, that's fine. If Savoy lights it up for Vancouver or Edmonton, God bless him. I don't care. But I think we're seeing something. And everything I've read about this Kesselring, this kid played internationally. He's smart. He's big.
Don't be surprised if he's not wearing an A in the very near future. He's a good, tough guy. He'll drop the mitts. He doesn't like to, but he'll do it. Mm-hmm. And this Josh Stone could be a nice player.
Could be a nice player.
Could be Hope. Don't sell Hope. All these teams are doing Hope. Detroit made a trade for a guy that gets hurt getting out of bed in the morning. But that's not Hope. That's Stevie Y being phenomenal.
Yeah,
by the way, going on their 10th year without the playoffs.
Yeah, Gibson. Yeah, that's you talk about throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks. He hasn't been right in 6 years.
Now, Wayne and I aren't going to sit here and tell all you guys, especially young guys, go buy tickets and whatever. I don't blame everybody for staying out and wait until they start turning around. We all want them to get better. What we are upset about is the media and the garbage they feed you.
Every morning.
Every move Adams makes, he gets criticized.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, he's criticized. Well, get a new GM. Well, he didn't have any experience.
Well, we got a lot.
Verbeek in Anaheim.
Yeah. And what about Botterill? What about the guys we got? We want to get that stupid Pittsburgh.
The GM of the year. He's unbelievable in Pittsburgh. Botterill.
And then we go out and we get the jackass coach from the Penguins.
Danny Bylsma, who sucked.
We hated Bylsma.
Who totally lost control of that team.
Who's already been, wasn't he just fired from Seattle, or is he still there?
No, he's gone.
He's terrible.
He's already gone.
But
league, they always make moves in these leagues. Yeah, sometimes they do make moves.
Sometimes they suck.
But I've read a lot of sports books, a lot of Joe DeLamielleure, for example. Keeping it familiar.
Isn't that football?
It is, but the point was constant change hurts.
Yeah, it does.
A new GM, a new coach. One of the things Joe D loved the best was he was coached by the Bills staff at the Senior Bowl and came right onto him and played his first 3-4 years. He credits that to an all-pro outstanding career.
Yes.
Because you're not getting the constant changes. Well, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it that way. Stability. And quite honestly, Pegula, he's paying these GMs that came in and did shit for him.
Yes, they did.
And the last thing, GR, bitched and moaned about buying out Skinner for a year. Oh, yeah, buy him out. He's now on our books at almost $7 million. Would that be a nice power forward right now?
It'd be nice to have that.
But he's gone.
Right now, we have about 6.75 left after the Byram deal. So there's not a lot of money hanging out.
And you're going to have to pay.
And we got to do Kesselring.
No, he's signed.
Oh, yes, okay.
He'll be an RFA next year. But you might want to extend him.
That's true.
Right? But we have to sign Timmins.
That's the guy.
And that's probably going to be $3. Now you're down to $3 million.
Now you're down to $3 million.
And teams keep some money in case.
And but you know what they got to do? If it is down to $3 million, you've got to just go out and get Johnny Lestrap.
Find a concussed Finn.
Yes, sign him, get him on there, and get down to 0.
And GR adds up all the money we've been under the cap the last few years and says that's $22 million of wasted money. Oh, would you shut the F up? It's a horrific station, guys.
Guys, listen. Somebody should tell them that if they drive this owner out and he sells and makes a fortune and they move it to fucking San Antonio
or
Houston, that They have no. Now they're talking about the favorite macaroni salad. What are they going to talk about when we're Rochester? when we're all we are is east side and the west side of Rochester when they're shooting everybody. What are they going to talk about?
They're talking about franchises, new franchise. By the way, Atlanta with another one.
If they give Atlanta a third one, that's absurd. By the way, let's talk about. Let's just say the demographics of Atlanta. If you get my drift,
right?
Ain't going to happen there.
$2 billion for a new expansion team. All right. Number one, we won't have anything left.
No.
You're going to pay $2 billion. You're going to get everybody. But Pagula could say, I'm sick of this headaches.
I don't need it.
You can sell this team for $1.4 billion and walk
see
away from it. And it's gone, guys.
It's in Texas.
And no, they're not flying a team back here.
Never happening.
Nope.
We will be the shithole that is now Rochester, the Flower City, the Lilac City.
And by the way, for you
horrible.
Rochestertonians, that would mean the Amerks would be gone.
Amerks would be gone, and maybe.
Oh, they'll fly in here to give us a new team.
Yeah, no, they
Ask
won't.
Quebec about that.
No, they won't. No, they won't. So, just let's have some fun. We're a long shot to make the playoffs.
I think a little bit more
Vegas,
positive. They make it sound like they've done nothing. If you've looked around, guys, it's a do nothing league. There's not a lot of movement.
And by the way, look what LA did. Everybody's LA. You know what they did? They grabbed 35-year-old defensemen and overpaid them.
Way overpaid them.
We're talking CC and who's the other clown?
I don't know that name. I don't know if it was Orlov. I don't know what the name
Might
was.
have been Orlov.
But the cap
CC's
went
there.
up,
Oh.
and a lot of teams kept their own. But the silliness didn't happen as much.
No, it didn't.
Teams are saying, I'm not giving a concussed Finn $48 billion. The old Ranger way, where they were at $90 million, everybody else was at $40. I think people got smarter.
Yeah, they did.
And they're not locking into these long-term deals. Now, Florida was able to get the Rat there for
the Rat.
a 6-year deal. What, he's 37?
Yeah.
And they front-loaded it, which he can do down there. And then they'll buy him out, but it'll only be, at the end of his deal, whatever they owe him. I don't know how that all works, but he took that deal because of the tax situation down there.
Tax situation, and he's got a great team, and he'd probably get another cup.
They probably will. So our point just is, I think a little more positivity.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to wait and get shown, that's cool too. But don't buy all the bullshit you're hearing on that double nickel, because it is a horrific radio station. And really, Pagula should pull his team off of that, because it's all negativity. And they make it sound like all these teams have done everything. Look what Detroit did. They brought in a goalie that's always hurt. Actually, Gibson arrived by a Mercy flight for his press conference, and he was brought off the helicopter stretcher. Anyways, that's it with that. The Bills
start camp in 6 days.
Yep, and
got a little bit of a different shock that our high draft choice, Landon Jackson, is on the pup, but now they're not saying why. For you amateurs physically unable to perform, but they're not saying why. But on the other hand, it's being leaked that he'll be fine for camp. So
I've known my daughter's boyfriend Michael was at the Kelly camp for the last 2 weeks, and he was there working out the whole time. They're saying it's nothing serious, but league rules, you have to report everything and do everything.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that, but I'm really excited to see how he can play.
Oh,
but I don't want camp to start because it's closer to the end of summer, and I love summer.
Me too, and it's coming. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. The offense. Forget what GR says. Plenty of weapons. Second in scoring last year. I see no drop off there whatsoever. By the way, I forgot who the publication was. A very highly ranked high thought of publication ranked Spencer Brown as the third best right tackle in football. Now that cracks me up. Remember, get him out of here.
GR wanted him
He's
out
a
of here.
turnstile.
GR wanted him out of here. No, it's funny, but that's a really good football team out there. And
do you know that our two guards, okay, according to PFF, Pro Football Focus, did not give up a sack?
That's Osiris and Edwards?
Yeah. That's incredible.
Now,
and McGovern, they think, gave up 3.
He's going to be coming due for a big deal at the end of this season.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got some interior there that's got to be paid, and actually McGovern is going to be a free agent, so we've got some things to work. But so does everybody every year. Let's just get through this year. Right. Let's play some football. Let's bring home the Lombardi. Let's open up the new stadium with a nice banner.
They also have some really solid backups too.
Oh, they
The
do.
Bills have found some real diamonds in the rough there.
They really have. That Van Pran Granger, they say that kid could start at center tomorrow. I mean,
Right.
we're looking good. They built that team.
And they've given us some really exciting football. And I don't.
What do you do though if they don't win? Like if they never win a Super Bowl, what do you do? Do you stop going?
What do you call the
Do you hate them?
franchise?
What do you call them?
It's just ridiculous. We're in
Would
it
we
every
be
year
disappointed? Of course.
with a little bit of, a little bit of luck sometimes, and we can rehash all those old games, but
I'm
that's
not
in the
gonna do
past
that
now. And
anymore.
I don't think with the Bills not winning, it's a lack of effort or want.
No.
We give everything they got. Let's just knock on wood again. Can we be as close to healthy as possible?
It's healthy. I also believe that we have to have a slight twist in our strategy on D, because when you're sending guys and your corners are 10 yards off, this is a pitch and catch league. It's all over.
Yeah,
That's one thing I'll say.
I didn't want to get into that right now, but
I'm not going to get into a ton. I'm just saying.
But McDermott, sometimes I do wonder, like the Baltimore game, rushing to. Well, the pass rush wasn't getting there. Okay, well then do something to help.
There's something else.
Do something different,
Yeah.
right?
That's how we lost Kansas City.
Kansas City threw a blitz at us that we had never
They
done
had
before.
never seen that blitz from that side.
And I think because we did the same, they were able to do something different. Now, what do I know, right? Cook wasn't on the field. They say because the other kid's a good blocker. No arguments.
Right.
But in that particular part of the game, when it's lose and go home,
Right.
I think I want my.
You want your best player.
I said it when it happened. I'm not going back in time. I said you want your best guys on the field. Maybe if Cook's on the field, they don't do that blitz.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What about signing Cook? I think if he would come around $12 million, I think the Bills would
They'll do
sign
it.
him.
Yeah, but they're not going to give him 15 because they're going to point to him and say you played 46% in the snaps. The guys that are getting the 18, 20 million, they're on the field constantly. You know the whole bit. Listen, I want him here, but he can't throw out the entire structure. We can't.
Right. I think he's
He's a
agree.
great back.
He's very, very good.
He's
in fact,
very good.
arguably was on the route to be the MVP of that championship game, right?
Oh, yeah.
But-
That touchdown, when they had him on fourth down at the 2, and he maintained his balance and got that
Right.
ball over the goal line, that's a hell of a play.
And
Now, it's only one play, but I'm just saying.
No, I think that if he could, a lot of the guys that re-upped with the Bills took a little more team-friendly deals.
Right.
And I think if Cook does the same,
Then we're fine.
15, 16 is just a little too much, but maybe the cap goes up next year.
Maybe they do it.
But does he go to 18 then? So
who knows?
it is what it is.
I don't mind what they're doing. They're saying, okay, show us what you got. You did it nicely for 2 years. Let's see it again, and we'll talk.
Just real quick, the Sabres, I'm hoping to see something with Alex Tuck real soon, too.
Yeah, I think we're getting there.
As an extension with him.
Extension, yeah. Let me just say, there was another thing I wanted to say about the Les Bills. Anyway, I think so. We got an offense, I think, that's going to click on all cylinders.
I think we might have talked about it on the last show. I went for my stadium. We got our seats and stuff. It's going to be a beautiful place.
Oh, it's going to be
It
amazing.
really is.
A lot of people were asking me if I'm going over there as an usher. I am.
I thought we were going to save that for a special announcement.
That's right. As long as I can walk. I have applied to the Sabres on a part-time basis. I have not received a call, so they must not be really linked up with the Bills in my resume.
A lot of the stuff with what's going on with the free agency and stuff might just have them busy right now.
Could be.
You know?
Yeah. Now, let me just say something about the Bills' defense. I think we're going to be better. But a lot of that is on paper, right? We got to see it. We got some new studs on the line. We got older guys. We got younger guys. Draft picks. We got a lot of people. It looks like our safety's going to be set. But will it? We'll see. But what I like is there's enough people there where I don't see any real hole. And that makes me feel better. And I think we got good defensive coaches. Now, because I say don't back off 10 yards late in the game, that doesn't mean I think our coaching stinks. And they're horrible coordinators, and Sean's horrible. None of that. They coach those guys up. They draft guys. Benson, a 6th rounder, just made a fortune, $20 million a year, because that kid's a stud. They found him. But they didn't just find him. They developed him.
Right.
And so we're going to be a hell of a football team.
I think the key to the Bills is going to be up front. They've got
That is the key.
They want to rush with those 4 guys.
Yeah, they don't want to blitz.
They do blitz, but they don't want to blitz a lot.
Right.
And I think I'm looking for AJ Epinesa, who I think is a steady defensive end.
Yep.
Juwan Johnson, I think.
Yep. Javon Johnson.
This Jackson kid we got.
Yeah.
Let's see what Joey Bosa can do. Playing on a team with some help. He had a good team though in San Diego as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if the Bills training staff, whatever, can keep that guy healthy, because he could be a big time help here. And I love this Michael Hoyt.
That'll be back for week 7. And
that guy's going to be something special.
the other thing too is the stupid Cleveland Browns. First, the Groper gets fully guaranteed. Now they break new territory in the NFL by giving their first pick in the 2nd round a fully guaranteed contract, and some other team did too. Oh, I think it was Houston. So basically, 2 teams are breaking from the ranks here. Now, are we going to the NHL here? Fully guaranteed contracts? Bullshit. You know what? They got to hold out. And that kid, we want him here. We want him in camp.
I think
Sanders, but
if the NFL goes that way, you're going to see less money. I'm not guaranteeing that big money anymore.
Yeah.
Like Mario Williams came here for what, $100 million?
yeah, I guarantee it was 50.
50. You're going to see lower totals then.
Well, then it's got to be. I mean, it's got to stop. Anyway, to go out there and do that to your fellow owners, to me, there was no reason for it. You could have signed. There is a cap. There is a wage scale in the draft all the way through every round. There was no reason to play games. You're not bidding against anybody because you just drafted them.
Right, and it also helps the older players.
Idiots.
Because some guy comes out of Clemson's never played it down, he's going to make more than the guy's been busting ass for you for 5 years.
It's.
You know.
I am stunned that this league, which is worth billions, and has done seemingly everything right for money, not from my standpoint, because I think they're idiots in some of this.
Right.
However, for money, they've done everything right, and 2 stinking stupid owners. That Hassan, who's got to be a Middle Eastern habab, he comes out and starts throwing oil checks at people.
Well, it also
you
starts,
stupid asshole.
It also starts too with the new stadium when that's only 24 years old.
26 years old.
I mean,
1999.
that's ridiculous. But
that's absurd.
And as far as the NFL too, screw Europe. I'm done with Europe. Take the Brazilian cruise. You know,
get the
be careful.
sewage.
Say a prayer that you don't get Zika, and maybe you can have dinner with 94-year-old Jim Otto. No, it's the NFL pisses me off with that shit.
Me too.
Stay here, lessen the game, get rid of Thursday night football.
Oh God.
I don't need 25 game seasons. I want good football. Keep these guys healthy. They're going to a lot more grass fields. Get rid of Thursday. What was the other point I wanted to make? And I can't think of it now. But put a chip in football.
Yep. Well, that happened because they screwed us.
Right.
And
did they do it though? I didn't think they were going to put the chip in.
Not a chip. No, they're going to come from like 7,400 angles. And
right.
Look at it. But I'll tell you,
they're thinking of having drones actually flying on the field now.
Yeah, exactly. But having them ready in case of Bob's in the stands. Anyway, there's the other thing I wanted to bring up. If you have Netflix and you watch the series Quarterback, it's good. It's good series. It's Burrows, it's Goff, and it's Cousins. It was interesting. We're beating Goff in the November game last year. We're up by 17. If you recall, we took a 14-0 lead.
Right.
We were all over them. And it's now the middle, probably like 12 minutes ago in the game. We're up 17. And they're on the sideline, and that Ben Johnson's the offensive coordinator is talking to Goff. He says, we're not going to run one single play anymore. There's no more running. We're going to throw every play. And if they want to play the defense they played before the half, we'll rip them to shreds. Okay. So you think it's just me yelling about the corners and the safeties and a different zip code?
Well, again, we've watched the game a long time. We're not claiming to be
X's
geniuses,
and O's,
but
yeah.
we have watched it a long time. The Baltimore game, I don't understand why you.
They tied the game if he doesn't drop it. It was absurd. He went down like in a minute and 10 seconds, like it was back, like we were playing at Cleve Hill.
It's already so hard to guard a guy in this league now. Do something that guy's
Disruptive.
not expecting. I know the bend but don't break. When you got to lead, run some time, but there comes a point where you got to get back out of that.
That's right.
Or do something different.
That's right.
Right.
We had a 1-score lead because it was 8. Thank God they dropped the pass, but he had a 1-score lead, and we're backing off with 2 rushers. 3 guys are jumping off the line, playing the middle zone,
Right.
and this guy's like finding guys wide open. That touchdown was so open on a 35-yard touchdown,
You see flight flying over.
and it's unbelievable. That one infuriated me, but we got lucky. The gods finally were with this city, and for whatever reason, the kid dropped the ball. He never drops, but.
We'll end on a couple of notes. Some of the latest things hitting the
Yes, good idea.
the political market here. What you're hearing from some people on our Facebook that we look around at, Trump's destroying everything. These tariffs, the food cost, everything's going up. The tariffs haven't really even kicked in yet.
Oh, but guess what? 25 million. No, how many
Billion.
billions? $25 billion in June alone on tariffs.
Right. America First is working.
Yep.
I think it's pretty obvious now that the Democratic Party tried to have Trump killed in Butler, Pennsylvania.
We'll give some of those examples.
Well, what's coming out now is the local police weren't involved in anything. The team that Trump had surrounding him were guy from here, a guy from there, a girl from here, whatever. The girl responsible for watching the Trump family at one point that day, I believe it was that day, was breastfeeding her baby.
Mm-hmm.
And the Trump family was not being watched. All right? Number 2, everybody, the local guys who weren't involved in any of this were saying there's a guy walking around here. But more importantly about the guy, he was practicing on the DHS rifle range. His rifle. Mm-hmm. This guy that did the shooting.
Yeah.
Was brought into Washington 3 times by the FBI for interviews.
Right.
He's now walking around. He's got his drone in the air. But the FBI's drone won't work. The last thing was the sniper that was brought in. The job of a sniper, and I'm not an expert, but his job, he gets to high ground and he's got total control. An area that he can't feel comfortable with, he's got to send somebody to that. He never sent anybody to that shed.
No.
Now that shed
It was right there.
should have had men on it.
Yeah.
If that's Bo Diddy or Corey Bush,
Yeah.
they got 3 armed guys up there, or the shed's gone.
Yeah.
But they didn't for the president. That poor man was killed because of ineptness. He got 8 shots off
8.
before this guy took him out. Now,
8 shots.
he's called the hero of Butler. Nothing was done to him, but his understudy, who was nowhere near that station, was suspended. Why was the understudy suspended? Now, that roof was cleaned perfect. When I say clean, I'm not talking power wash.
Yeah.
It was scrubbed for everything by the FBI before anybody else was allowed to see it.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's apartment was scrubbed, as were his phones. He had 3 links with some international groups. All that was clean where intelligent people can't unclean it.
Right.
And then he was cremated. What happened there?
Well, it seems to me that the Dems knew they could not beat him.
After the debate,
Yeah.
they knew, and those Democrats tried to have that man killed.
They did.
God stepped in and said, not today.
Not today.
Okay, guys, I'm being dead serious with that. They found a patsy. Pictures
Who's
of that guy.
remind you of?
Oswald. This guy had a little, the one photo they showed, I'm just going to take a guess, Transtifa. He had a little funny look to him. Why cremated right
There
away?
seemed to be a bulge, right?
Well,
lack of a bulge.
You get a mental midget and you tell him what's going on,
Right.
and set him up, and you're going to be a hero. You do this, you do that, and they tried to kill that man.
I believe they did.
I'm sorry. What's going on now with ICE?
It's
and
ridiculous.
attacking
That
these.
2 things happen. He turns his head so it hits his ear instead of his brain. And secondly, there were 7 more effing shots.
And CNN came
Unreal.
out and said things like it was the glass from the teleprompter. He fell. They took him out. The deep state in this country is deeper than any of us have any idea.
Yeah, the swamp is so deep you never get to the bottom.
And that brings me to Epstein.
Yeah.
We all know that Epstein did not commit suicide. He was killed.
Right.
We all know that he's got a bad laundry list. I believe Trump wants to release it. I believe Pam Bondi wants to release it. But guys, this deep state is so deep. Forget for a second that might be Senator Jim Smithers from the great state of Iowa. I'm thinking you got some big international names on this list.
Yeah, which could cause some foreign policy issues.
It could cause some big stuff, guys. And I think it's
And
great.
by the way, for people who think Trump's on there, he campaigned, most of his campaign a lot of it was about the Epstein files. He's not going to go on and on about releasing those files And if he thinks him or his sons are on it, they're not.
And I think
Plus, just the fact he went to that island
he
doesn't
was
mean
a
they're a crook.
he was a what do you call him?
Influencer.
Influencer and stuff. Many people flew on his plane. That guy brought himself into all kinds of parties, athletes, everything.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make everybody
A fondler.
a fondler or a sexual pervert.
No, it doesn't.
And I think there's probably some big international names. Maybe some.
Well, we know the Prince of Monaco. That guy would. There's no
Right.
question in my mind that he
And-
did some underage prostitution.
I think Dan Bongino, the
Mm-hmm.
FBI assistant, and Cam Patel, they want that information out. And I think, unfortunately, sometimes the deep state's deeper than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, Epstein was not. He was killed.
He was
Just
killed.
Shut up. He's a dirty man.
Trump's not on a list. He didn't do anything, but I'm sure that a lot of people.
And
are
I
on
agree
that
with you.
list.
Well, you guys love it because you love Trump. Well, would he really be saying, yes, show the list and vote? That's not why he won. He didn't win because of the Epstein
Epstein
list
file.
being revealed. It was we were being run by a Weekend at Bernie's piece of shit. But I think the deep state's deeper than a lot of people think. I was disappointed in that myself. I was also disappointed with some of the releasing of the Warren Commission stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, Oswald didn't fire all those shots. There was more than one shooter there.
Yeah.
The CIA took him out. Kennedy was about to create peace.
He was getting out of Vietnam.
And with
The Russians.
What was the Russians president?
Gorbachev.
No, it was shit. I used to know it. It's not Gorbachev was later.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, he had the little map on his of Asia.
Trump, Kennedy, and
God, what the
they were
hell?
about to make. They were both going to get out of
They were getting out of Indochina.
Indochina. So he was taken up by
CIA
the
took
CIA.
him out. No
And
question.
Oswald didn't do any of that. And not from the bookstore with a rusted rifle.
He's a
Sorry.
patsy.
So I think that was what happened here. The Epstein thing, I think I'd love to see it too, guys, but I think the deep state's deeper than we all have
We
any
still
idea.
may see something out of that. It's just that you got to be careful. If it's the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, if it's one of the
You don't know.
kings,
Our longtime ally England might be saying, "Hey, ixnay on the Andrew A."
yeah,
And sometimes, guys.
there's diplomacy. Yeah,
But for all the people that are so concerned about that, and rightfully so, 300,000 missing illegal children are in this country.
Yep.
Little kids that said, a phone number on them. They can't find these kids. Nobody's upset about that.
Yeah.
And when they raid a pot farm in California, owned by a great Governor Newsom donor,
yeah, new scum.
to get kids, somebody said, hey, there's a bunch of young kids there. That was slave labor there.
Yep.
But what's that? Well, these poor kids, and let these people go. And Karen Bass, I can't even get my car washed anymore because all these poor people won't go to work. She's making it sound like she can't even wipe her ass now because
Right.
the illegals aren't
Illegals are being rounded up.
to clean her up and trim her and everything. By the way, they called 7 car washes in L.A.
Yeah.
Get your car washed in an hour there.
Yeah, there's
it's
no-
all lies. It's all bullshit. We want the illegals out. Medicaid and all that, I don't want them on that. It was going broke, guys. It was all going broke.
They get the
And
illegals off and
they're
get,
in.
Here, there's the best way I can put Medicaid. You got illegals on it, they never paid into it. Bye-bye. The people that are on it that, all right, ask yourself this. What is Medicaid? Okay? It's a safety net, Tom. It's a
Right.
safety net of healthcare. Well, why do you get a safety net if your culture and your way of life is, I've never worked, I never want to work, and I don't contribute to it? I contribute to it. You do.
Yeah.
Our kids do.
And by the way, for all your bleeding hearts out there,
Yeah.
if one of our newfound friends fell on the street or got hit by a car, they're not just going to shove him off, let him die. He would go in our area to ECMC,
Paid
where
by
the
us.
taxpayers would pay for his health
Right.
care. I don't want to pay, and I have no problem saving his life.
Right.
I'm done with his colonoscopy and his transgender surgeries on my dime.
Which is just absurd.
And that's horseshit. Okay, so we're getting a lot of bad information with that stuff, and these ICE guys are trying to do their job and get them out of here. And for this Los Angeles mayor to say we're going to give those poor people spending money, not on my tax time. By the way, check out the park, town park here, loaded with homeless. A friend of mine was there watching a softball game. There were mounds of shit.
Human.
Human shit there. Guys, open up. Open up
A
your
lot
eyes
of these
because
people, let me see if I can describe it. A lot of the people wear headdresses and long dresses. You figure that out?
Yeah.
I think what they do is they just lift that dress a little bit, do a little squatty squat, and they shit.
we have a bunch of them moving in our area right here. And there's like 20, 30 in a house. And I have another dear friend that's a volunteer fireman. He goes on these calls and he's trying to figure out what's wrong. Nobody speaks the Anglosia and he doesn't know what to do. But here's what I say, right? Are any of them signing up to be volunteer firemen? And how about, no, it's gimme, Jimmy.
Alibaba. Well, listen, we've had a good conversation today.
Yep.
Hopefully a tape will check.
It's hot, but hopefully everything's working. Guys, enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yeah, I'm sweating my nads off. By
I
the way,
am too.
again, remember, mark your calendars on your phone, November 10th. Dr. Robert Jody in
Mistledale.
No, it's Mistledale. It's a great
And
story. It's a
it's-
great read. I was given a copy before it became published, and I couldn't put it down.
Now, the guy, there's a lot of great writers out there, Stephen King and
Patterson's good.
Patterson, John Guy Thoreau there.
Henry David Thoreau.
He was phenomenal. This Jody,
Guy.
he gets to the point, he hits home, and
The color. I like
color, the
detail.
graphics. We're gonna try and see if we can't get a T-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Maybe get it signed and get it out to one of our viewers.
Yeah, and we really we've been working with his publicist to get Dr. Robert Jody on the show.
I don't know if that's gonna work because he likes to run a low profile.
That's true.
But believe me, he's
Maybe we could put a mask over him.
good. That's an idea, or like a block.
Yeah.
Like you can still see who it is, but
Like Clark Kent and Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, with glasses on?
no answer to the time limit is up. And
Oh,
it's
that's a
bust.
classic.
But anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of our summer. We'll be back. I'm on vacation next week.
Yep.
We'll do a show as soon as I
Couple
get
weeks.
back.
Yeah.
And
Have fun down there.
stay out of trouble. Timmy, our good friend in New York, keep the job. He's been doing a lot of undercover work with the rioters down there. You know, the right to protest and screw the Jews. He's been working, and he's got an interview coming up with one of the drummers. And you guys aren't going to want to miss that.
Shout out to my sister who was in Western New York for the summer. She left the heat of Houston thinking she was going to get to one of these wonderful, cool Buffalo summers, but she arrived in 93. Yikes.
And by the way, for the global warmers and all that, whatever, there's a story I just read where in a few years ago, 3,000 Americans died. There was 97, 100-degree temperatures everywhere in the country. The year?
1937.
1937, guys.
That's right.
Cycles.
By the way, 1930s were the worst for climate in the last 100 or 200 years. So
Yep.
that'll tell you it's cyclical.
It has a way of just working itself around.
All right, guys, this
We'll
has
see
been
y'all
fun.
soon.
Go Bills, go Sabres, go
Stay
Tom.
safe. And to quote one of our Buffalo legends, do good, be good, and go Bills. We don't have it.